Aries. Aries symbol. A Venus-Neptune opposition today can bring some level of discontent or wonder to your life, dear Aries. Something could deflate you related to work, your dreaming world, or health. If a particular dream or project doesn't seem as realizable as it did earlier, you could feel emotionally winded or drained. However, you're likely to rebuild your inspiration based on more realistic goals. After all, you make the best decisions when you know what's genuinely viable, and it's not an ideal time to make them just yet. Today's transits remind you of the need for some extra magic or inspiration in your life. What you see now may not be the whole story, and there's no need to push to know everything just yet. Double-check facts and figures and avoid falling for things that seem to be too good to be true. Today's Saturn Vesta transit puts you in a strong position to show your support and dedication to someone or a cause. Taurus. Taurus symbol. Ambiguities, mainly related to your romantic life, friends, creative projects, and dreams or visions, may require you to regroup today, dear Taurus. A Venus-Neptune opposition aspect might lead to up and down emotions as you're not sure whether to believe in something or not. Uncertainty tends to drain you, and it's best to wait and see. Consider that a bit of realism can get you into a better place emotionally. Letting go of an outdated dream may very well make room for a new, more meaningful goal. Aim for a freeing feeling of acceptance of things as they are. Helping you with this is a Saturn Vesta transit. You could feel pleasantly dedicated to your work or a program to improve health. Self-discipline comes more naturally if your heart is in it. Gemini. Gemini symbol. With today's Venus-Neptune opposition, social or romantic issues can feel larger than life temporarily, dear Gemini. Confusion about long-term goals can interfere with productivity in the present. If it's possible to take a healthy escape from responsibilities now, it may be worthwhile, but don't borrow too much from your future in this regard. Your judgment regarding intimacy and love, and possibly finances, can be off just for now. Grounding or physical activities can get you to a more stable place. A Saturn Vesta transit also in play today can help in this regard. It helps you pace yourself, particularly with creative pursuits. In fact, it can be a good time for gentle discipline or boundary building. A project can give you a deeper sense of purpose. Cancer. Cancer symbol. There may be some confusion surrounding goals, instructions, and conversations today, dear Cancer. With a Venus-Neptune opposition active now, watch for sugar-coating things, aiming to defer important decisions and discussions to a better time. Focusing or concentrating may not be easy, whether distractions are external interruptions or they're happening within with feelings that are hard to make sense of for the time being. The more you talk about a particular plan or try to get an answer from someone, the more confused you could become with this energy. It may be best to take a break. Another transit in play today puts you in a stronger position to build trust in an intimate or close relationship or to add some structure to your home life. Improvements are in focus. Leo. Wishful thinking may steer you a little off course with Venus in opposition to Neptune today, dear Leo. Because this aspect falls in your resources sectors, it's best not to lend out money or valuables or make significant financial decisions for now. People might drain you, whether materially or emotionally, or situations seem a little confusing. Being firm yet sensitive is your best bet for nipping boundary problems in the bud. Still, it may be better to observe now and resolve to act on things later, since it can be hard to see a financial or relationship matter clearly today. Avoid putting your precious resources, including energy and spirit, into something before you can feel more fully on board. You may need to dream up new ways to meet your goals. Today's Saturn Vesta transit makes it a little easier to focus on what's practical. Partnering up to get something done might be productive. Virgo. With Venus opposite Neptune today, you may be swinging from seeing things as you wish them to be, to seeing them in a discouraging or unflattering light, dear Virgo. It's best to be moderate or cautious with money and people matters, as extremes are where you are more likely to choose the wrong things at the moment. The people in your life or a particular relationship can feel draining temporarily. Strive towards more peace of mind for best results. In truth, you may need to go within to explore your feelings before you can know and then draw your boundaries. Take the time to understand yourself, and don't take on others' needs as your own. Fortunately, a Saturn Vesta transit is also in play, helping you focus on what needs doing. Practical matters fare much better today than emotional ones, which can be loaded. Libra. With Venus and Neptune in opposition today, dear Libra, you could have difficulties coming to conclusions about your feelings or problems getting closure on a matter. Responses can be ambiguous, but it's also possible that you're hedging and avoiding things as well, with this transit muddying the waters. Aim to dream, be inspired, and create, but be cautious when it comes to your practical affairs. It's not easy to follow a routine or deal with routine matters temporarily. Distractions are likely, and disorganization can lead you to feel a little lost or behind. Aim to draw upon patience and let go of unhealthy expectations. Helping you with this is a Saturn Vesta transit, as it encourages you to pour your energy into projects over which you have more control. You can be in an especially productive frame of mind and might feel completely dedicated to a venture or a person. You might decide to show your devotion through actions or in practical ways. Scorpio. Today's Venus-Neptune transit can push a realization that bumps someone or something off their pedestal, dear Scorpio. Problems related to boundaries with lovers, friends, or children can be an issue if you've been exceptionally accommodating and letting things slide to maintain good feelings or peace. It's not easy to sort between fact and fiction, and the ups and downs of this process can be draining. The best way to deal with the trick mirrors of this aspect is to permit yourself to take a break from overthinking or overanalyzing situations. Helping ground and pace yourself is a Saturn Vesta transit that inclines you to seek out productive and constructive activities. It encourages you to dwell less on emotional complications and more on what's working for you. Building relationships with family can be in focus. You may be helping others out, and your dedication is appreciated. Sagittarius. Venus in opposition to Neptune today can magnify some confusion about a particular plan, goal, or project, dear Sagittarius. Even if it's a bit discouraging, it's best to use it as a prompt to reflect and consider whether your dreams and ideals need some updating. Keep in mind that if you experience disappointments now, they may very well turn into opportunities to grow if they redirect you to healthier pursuits or more realizable goals. Uncertainty in your personal life may interfere with your enjoyment and performance elsewhere. You could be wrestling with expectations, or some things are up in the air. The truth of a matter can be elusive if wishful thinking dominates. Take the time to understand your feelings on an issue before going all in. Today's Saturn Vesta transit helps you focus on what's truly viable and worthy of your attention. You might prefer to work on building up your relationships or projects. Support may come through constructive conversations. Capricorn. It may be best to be conservative with your expectations today, dear Capricorn, particularly along social, financial, and romantic lines. While it's usually your resting state, today's Venus-Neptune transit can play with your head. It might come as a drain of energy, and the issue is likely more about inspiration than physical energy. If a dream seems less realizable, you may need time to regroup. There may be confusing or mixed signals to decipher or the need to rethink some ideas or plans. It's not the time to jump into something without first considering all the facts. Fortunately, a Saturn Vesta transit also active today helps you tap into more straightforward and productive energy for work, money, business, and practical affairs. Devoting yourself to a special pursuit can help you clear your mind. Aquarius. Today's Venus-Neptune transit suggests the need to rethink some matters or take a break from overdoing, dear Aquarius. While it sometimes marks a disappointment, it also encourages you to see issues a little differently, which is rewarding. There can be some lack of clarity regarding a person, project, or relationship. Swinging from one extreme view of a situation to the other end is possible now, but it can also be your path to a middle ground. It's best to observe rather than take action, with this aspect temporarily blurring the lines. If you're not in touch with the cause of inner unrest, you may be pinning your hopes on something you don't have, thinking it is the answer. However, given some time, you're likely to redefine your goals or the route to them just enough to fit better with your current growth. Fortunately, a Saturn Vesta aspect also active today puts you in a great position to develop a pet project or advance studies. You can be feeling good about your work and commitments and derive a sense of satisfaction from self-discipline. Pisces. A Venus-Neptune opposition today tends to play with your expectations or perceptions, dear Pisces. Misunderstandings are likely. You get the sense that you need to give up something pleasurable to gain in another area of life. It's best not to make big decisions based on the feelings of the moment, as whims can be misleading. It's best to aim to be as honest with yourself as possible, as this is the key to building faith in your instincts. Others or something outside of you may seem to be the answer to inner unrest, but in truth, happiness is something that you create. You may suddenly face some needs and wants that you were previously avoiding or too busy to notice. Consider that you may be drawn to a person, thing, or situation because you see in them something that you need to discover in yourself. Another transit active today can help encourage you to be productive despite complex feelings. You may feel pleasantly devoted to someone or a pet project.